They Say What They Can't Radio.
Welcome to SoulShare, a conversation focused on love, intimacy, vulnerability, and emotional intelligence. This is a different kind of relationship dialogue for those who want to make the shift from the ego-driven to more intimate, spirit-nurturing partnerships that satisfy. Because that's what Black love is. Black love is powerful. Black love is soulful. Black love is a love that you can feel. Give thanks. Greetings, I'm Sesheta Khepra, the Intimacy Junkie, and welcome to another episode of SoulShare. Today we have a new guest, and introduce yourself, please.
Hi guys, I'm Chanel.
Hi everyone, this is Stephanie.
Welcome back, Steph.
Been working real hard.
Yeah, it's been a while. But before we get started with today's topic, I want to say that last week and a half, I celebrated my 45th solar return. So yay for me, we're celebrating.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, 45, a milestone. Today's topic is really hot. Okay, so we're going to discuss polyamory or open relating as they, the more, I guess, politically correct version of it versus monogamy. And I want to begin by saying that there's several different types of what they call ethical non-monogamy. So I just want to differentiate the differences between them. So polyamory is the practice of or the desire for multiple intimate relationships, not necessarily sexual, with more than one partner. It's consensual, it's ethical, it's responsible, non-monogamy. Then we have polygyny, which is when a man has multiple wives. Then there's polyandry, which is when a woman has more than one husband. Then there's swinging, which most people confuse with polyamory and everything else, which is a very different type of lifestyle. So swinging is when couples have random sex with multiple people. Then there's polyfidelity, which is an intimate relationship structure where all the members are considered equal partners and agree to restrict sexual activity to only other members of that group. And then you have the open marriage, which is a marriage or relationship in which both partners agree that they each may have sexual relations with others. So I want to stress that with polyamory is not really about the sexual aspect of it. It's because poly meaning more than one and amory, meaning love. So it's the focus is really the intimate connections between the people that are involved. So, first question that I have is, how would you say that you identify? Do you identify yourself as a monogamous person? Are you polyamorous? Into open relating? You understand it? You agree with it, or you don't subscribe to any of these labels, or?
For me, I would be more so monogamy because I think I personally have ADD. I can't focus too much on more than one. It gets too much, and also I'm very closed off, so I don't share a lot. So if I do open up to you, I'm only opening up to you. I'm not opening up to you, to her, to him, no, it doesn't work like that. Well, not with me anyway. But, I am close, but yet I'm open. Like, people can come and they can tell me anything they want. They can share whatever they want with me. And there's no judgment. I'm good. I won't judge. I'll listen. I may give advice. I may not. But as far as me opening up to someone else, I don't do that very often.
Okay, so pretty much all your relationships have been monogamous relationships, and so That okay.
Not what she said. That's not what she said.
Are we talking intimacy or are we talking sex? Because if we're talking being intimate, non-sexual, then it's monogamy. Sexual, I don't know who's watching this. And yes, I am monogamous.
Well,
I am.
well, I don't want to get anybody in trouble or anything like that, but okay. So, I mean, there's different, I guess, different types of structures within when we talk about, ethical non-monogamy. So as long as you're being ethical, you're being responsible, and, you're
Honest.
Exactly, and that's exactly what
Because there's a difference
ethical.
between like monogamy and cheating. That's two different things. So we gotta make that.
And
that
that was
distinction.
one of the things. It's like that's very interesting to me. Like why more people nowadays would choose to cheat as opposed to just practicing the different versions of ethical non-monogamy and just admit.
Because I think the answer to that, because when you was given the definitions, I just felt I'm in a relationship right now, and I'm happy. I pray he's happy, but it's a fight every day. I can't imagine that he has time to like nurture this and nurture something else. I need you to put everything you got into me. That's for like intimacy. As far as sexually, I just feel like people should just have sex with whoever they want to have sex with and do what they want. Like, whatever makes you happy. Because I tie sex to love and intimacy, but I don't feel like if you have sex with someone, that means you love them or you don't love me. And I'm not saying I want my man to go cheat, but I want you to be honest. And I want you to be like happy and fulfilled and like all of those things. So if that's something that, if being in a relationship is like good for you and you could like, you're okay with that and you could like thrive in that, then that's what I want to do. If you feel like you're not the type of person that wants to be in a relationship, I don't want to say not the type of person that wants to be in a relationship, but you feel like you're the type of person who needs to have sex with multiple people, then that's a conversation that we need to have.
But most people can't handle the truth. You said you want to be honest, and everybody says they want to be honest until honesty comes into play. That's when, look, boo, I want us to start seeing other people. I see this young lady over here. I think she should come into the relationship with us. 9 times out of 10, most women are going to be like, oh, hell no, because it's a competition.
But that's
In their
for
mind.
monogamy. That's not for like sex. I'm only speaking about sex. Monogamy.
And a lot of women cannot differentiate sex from love. It is the same thing. Not saying most women can't.
But I'm referring to 2 mature adults because if you're dating a 19-year-old, of course you're going to be like, yeah, babe, I can't be with just one person. I got to have, like, of course you're 19. I'm talking about I'm 33. I'm dating someone that's 33 and above. We should be able to have like that kind of like, because I want to have that kind of commitment with whoever, like that kind of communication, that kind of honesty, because I want whoever I'm with to be free so they can thrive and live their best life.
But that's only speaking towards the sexual aspect.
Yeah, the monogamy part, no, that's a no. No. We're not going to be in, I mean, like polyamory, like dating multiple people.
Well, no, polyamory is about the intimate connections that you're having and you're connecting to multiple people. That's actually how a person would identify if they're what if that's what they are? What if that's how they identify?
That's fine. Thank you for telling me it's not for me. So I'm not going to judge you or anything. You know what I mean? That's what I mean about honesty, because thank you for telling me it's not for me. I don't want to like hinder you from like doing the things you want. Life is too short. People have to do what they want to do. And although it's not for me, I still love you. I support you. I'm not judging you. It's just because I might be into some things that you're not into, and you may have to say, I'm sorry, it's not for me. Because you're going to stick around and be miserable or be craving these things.
Right.
Nah. We're too old for that. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about grown, mature people. We 30 and above. 20, you don't know what you're doing. You're just out here wasting time. When you turn 30 and above, I got to be honest with you.
But you know what? But I think people at that age do know how they identify at that point. You know what what you're into. I think a lot of times why people can't have these honest discussions is because the stigma that's attached.
scared.
The stigma that's attached to it. So it's like, if you feel that you need to cheat as opposed to practicing ethical non-monogamy, it's because if you don't feel that you can be honest, it's because you feel that there's a stigma. So someone coming out and saying that this is who I am, I cannot guarantee monogamy, is because that person is stigmatized, because this society has, held monogamy into I guess a higher standard. And it's like, that's really, to me, kind of flawed, because it's like the majority of the world doesn't even practice monogamy. A lot of cultures don't even practice monogamy. Within nature, the majority of mammals aren't monogamous. So it's like
Why would you
monogamy
expect
is
it from?
not natural. It's not, and I think that that's something that that people really need to discuss, because whether they believe that, do you believe that it's a social construct or an emotional construct? Because I believe that with monogamy, I believe that that's a social construct. I believe that it was, created to give, lower ranking males of the species the same opportunity to breed as alpha males, because women will flock towards the alpha males, and they wouldn't mind sharing it. Because they're thinking about, their offspring and the type of offspring that they're going to have, and they want the best type of offspring.
Right.
So monogamy was constructed because you have lower ranking males who are not, alpha, beta males, and,
Not attractive to the
yeah,
female
you know what I mean?
species.
So they need opportunity. So now tie off women to one particular man. So now, and not to digress, but I believe that also weakens the gene pool, which kind of why we in certain places now, because the gene pool is weak, is because we have some of these non-alpha males out here just breeding way too much. But that's a whole nother topic or whatever. But one of the other which is probably one of the more common dynamic, is the primary and secondary relationships. Okay, most polyamorous identified individuals report having two concurrent partners. In this configuration, a primary relationship is between two partners who typically share a household. They live together, and they share the finances, and possibly married, and raising children together or whatever. And the partners beyond the primary relationship are often referred to as the secondary partners, which colloquial speaking is the side chick, so which let me not say side chick, because everybody has a different definition of what a side chick is. So traditionally speaking, the side chick is the mistress, similar to a concubine, which kind of has the same level ranking as the wife. And but a lot of people now, I think they try to equate the side chick with a jump off, which has no, she has no standing, and
What
no
if she
rank.
doesn't know? I feel like you're a side chick if you know. If you don't know, you're your girlfriend. Because if I think I'm your girlfriend, you're telling me I'm your girlfriend, I'm your girlfriend. I don't care if you have another girlfriend. You told me I was your girlfriend. How can I be a side chick?
Well, I guess that's possible as well, but that's the whole point. As long as if he's maintaining a fledged legitimate relationship with this woman, then she's the secondary relationship. Mm-hmm. So not just a fuck buddy, for lack of a better term. So the secondary relationship is a full-fledged legitimate relationship, which is functions similar to concubine and mistress, depending on which culture you're coming from. They have different names for it, and that is also considered something of a social status, to be able to maintain multiple relationships, multiple women, that was a status marker for a lot of men. But now I don't know how all of a sudden it just kind of got shifted, where it's just like, where people think that, having a side chick is some kind of dirty little secret, or whatever else like that. But so let's talk a little bit more about monogamy, because I don't want people to think that we're trying to steer, and we're being biased against monogamy or whatever. So what are your thoughts about monogamous relationships and the maintenance of monogamy?
Well, for me, monogamy is relatively easy. It's yourself and one other person, and this is the person that you're entirely the most intimate with, vulnerable with. This is the person that you share your hopes, your dreams, your fears. This is that person. And once you get that person, you hold on. It's like a precious gem. You hold on to that person and you treasure that person. And you hold that person as a partner and an equal. And for me, personally, monogamy, going through my years, I haven't really been a monogamous person. I can be, but somewhere, somehow along the line, most of my relationships end off with that secondary, that started off as the jump off and somehow went left, and they became the secondary partner.
So how's that left? Isn't that going right?
So
Isn't that the right thing? How's that
no,
going left?
I have two questions.
That
So
sounds right.
are you in a relationship right now?
Yes, I am.
How long?
About 3 years.
This is somebody you dated in the past before you, like, did y'all get back together, or is it a fresh relationship?
Fresh relationship.
Oh, okay. So you were a cheater in your past life.
Yes.
Is it like the same people you're going back to, or you're
No,
meeting different people?
Different people. Like
So you're a bona fide cheater. You were.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow, that's a bona fide cheater. That's
Yes.
No, because you're like meeting new people, so it's not like the
Yeah.
same person coming around and you're like,
I have a real issue with the whole
cheating.
Yeah,
if if the person doesn't know it's cheating, you lie. You have somebody that's with you that thinks you're being faithful. Yeah, I'm sure your mate felt as though he was in a monogamous relationship, emotionally and sexually, and she did something. She cheated.
So why can't we just get to the point where we're just fully honest and just say, I cannot.
They can't handle the truth.
Why are you making that assumption that someone can't? And you know what?
I know them long enough to know.
But you know what? It's not. That's very well possible that they can't handle the truth. But it's not about them. It's about your truth. And if your truth is that you can't guarantee monogamy, then why can't you stand in your truth and say that I am not a monogamous person? That is not natural for me. Because I identify as polyamorous, because as someone who calls themselves the Intimacy Junkie, my whole entire being is about connecting to people on a deeper level. That is what I'm all about. So there's no way that I can tell anyone to guarantee monogamy from me. I'm going to connect to people on a deeper level. That is exactly what I'm out on a mission to do. So, and like I said, because polyamory and that
Can I ask you a
identification.
question? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Are you having sex with all the people you're connecting to?
No, not necessarily. No.
I'm
It
just trying to
happens,
make sure.
but
Is it about sex, or is it about like connecting?
It's
how
about
are you
the
connecting?
connection.
You're like
It's
friends with these people for life?
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about the connection. That's why I'm called the Intimacy Junkie, because that connection is what I'm constantly seeking. Because to me, that's the ultimate goal, is to be able to connect to someone, to be able to be vulnerable so that they can see me exactly as I am and who I am in my, in my fullness, in my completeness, not just, somebody who I have this label or I have this title with. No, that I want something deeper than that.
So outside of, because sex is fulfilling, right? There's like like a fulfilledness in sex, like in the intimacy of it. How is like meeting people and connecting to them? How is that like fulfilling you? Like, why do you feel an urge to like connect to people? I'm not judging. I'm just curious.
I mean, no, I don't think that you're judging me.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
like, I just find that a strange question because, like, I don't understand why people wouldn't want to connect to somebody. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's the answer I'm looking for. I'm asking myself that, but I can't. I'm asking it in a way that you can answer it for me. So that's why I asked you that. That's the that was the question, but if the question was to myself, I didn't have an answer, so I gave it to you.
Oh,
in a
yeah. It's
different
like,
way.
I think, well, I wouldn't say, I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, that's the ultimate goal, is to connect to people, because to me, it maximizes the experience, and it's the spiritual aspect of it. So when you're connecting to people on a deeper level and they can see you and understand you, that is the most beautiful thing, when someone actually sees you for what you are inside thoroughly, and recognizes you and appreciates you as a divine spiritual being. That's,
So you practice polyamory.
yeah.
You never liked one a little bit more than you like the rest. Like you didn't ever want to just choose one.
Well, I mean, you're always going to connect to people on different levels. So it's like, to say more or less, yeah, that happens, because you may be more deeply connected to one person than someone else, but you're still connected to that person. So, whether you like them more, it's like, yeah, you can like somebody more because, there's other aspects of a person, because people are so complex and they have so many different aspects of what makes them up and what makes them beautiful. So yeah, so you're gonna, if I connect to, someone else with more or more aspects, then yeah, I'm gonna like them, more than, say, someone else.
And I'm the opposite of her. Most times, I really don't care about what's going on with someone else. I could absolutely care less.
Really?
Yes, I could absolutely care less. So it takes a special type
Yeah.
of personality and flair and air to someone to really catch my attention.
Because the thing, when I met my boyfriend, I was dating a lot of different people, and he was just more special than everybody else. And I chose him. But now that I'm having this conversation, I'm thinking like, wait, did I have to choose? Like,
No,
but I chose him.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to. You don't have to choose.
But he was better
like,
than everybody. He was more special. I had a connection with everybody, but I liked that one. I wanted that connection. I chose that connection.
But okay, so what? It's like, if you're connecting to other people, then how are you able to just give all that up?
Because
If
I was
it's
thinking
significant,
like,
if it's significant,
because
like,
we live in a world where it's like monogamous, right? So I'm thinking like,
whose world and
right? That's what I'm saying.
whose
This
world?
is where the fear came, and never even crossed my mind to think that I could just keep doing what I'm doing, because at a certain point you can't just be dating a bunch of people for years. You could be, but if you're dating the same person for a long enough amount of time, you both are going to start looking at each other like, what's next? What are we building? What are we doing? What's happening? So at this point, it's like, is this relationship more important than everything else I had going on? It was. So I was like, although I had a connection with the other people too, but it wasn't. No, I'm not losing my honey. Like no, it wasn't happening. I'm like, nah, I'm over here with it. That's it.
But see, why would you? The only reason you would feel like you would lose is because you don't feel that you could be honest in the beginning to say that this is who I am, and that each relationship that you have serves a different purpose, and each person in your life.
I think it was more like I knew that with that relationship that regular relationships are work. Honestly, I don't have time to work like that with multiple people. We just having fun and hanging out and connecting and just that kind of thing. Just hanging out, not having any expectations of each other. That's one thing. But I don't think I could do what I'm doing now with multiple people. That is too much.
What do you mean? What are you doing now?
Like
what is that?
I'm having like. I'm about to say I'm having the time of my life, because I am having fun, but I'm just like enjoying my life with this person. And if I like do it with multiple people, that means I'm not doing it as much with him. And I'm fulfilled here. He's enough for me. So maybe that's the monogamy part. I just guess I'm not a
But you're
polyamorous
talking.
person.
So let me see if I understand. So you're talking about like activities.
I'm talking about life, like waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night and everything in between.
But you know, there's polyamorous lifestyle where everybody's under the same roof.
No. That's what I mean. Like, because then if I'm cuddling on the left side and he's leaning right here, then I gotta worry about what she gonna cuddle. Like, it's too much already. Like, we gotta be there for each other 100%. We can't.
But
like,
that,
where
but
you
that,
gonna
but
sit? Like, I'm curious where you gonna sit at, because I can't. No, when he comes home, because he works, when he come in the house, I just want him to look at me. I don't want him to.
Okay, so that's your ego. So you feel that if
No, because if he came to me one day. Nah, I can't say that. He might listen and then he's gonna get ideas. And I want him to be his whole self. I'll just say that. It's not an ego thing, it's a time thing. It's like we're busy people, we got other things to do. And when it's time for us to come together, I want it to be about us.
But when you're in a polyamorous, it's about the collective. Depending on which dynamic you have. It's about
I am in a relationship with the other woman also?
right. If you could connect to her as well,
so
or if you're with
cook. She cooks every day. She does laundry.
right. You know what I mean? Because you're working as a unit, but
She babysit.
you know, y'all working together. Y'all working together as a unit.
See, we've been programmed.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
No.
It just feels where you said polyamory is natural.
Mm-hmm.
It feels unnatural. I can't devote my time to multiple people. You will not get the same quality, the same intimacy. I can't.
And then you're gonna hang out with the one you like the most. At the end of the day, you're gonna always choose the one you like the most. I have 2 daughters, right? 7 and 11. If I take one side, I like her better. If I take the other one, I like her better. You think I want to hear that coming from 2 men? Like, that's crazy. Or a man and another woman or whatever. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Really?
Just,
Okay. No, I hear you.
but
I hear you.
I only feel like that emotionally. Sexually, I don't really feel like that. Because sex is like, it's like an action. It's like, they be like some people, you know, some people are like, oh, don't smoke marijuana. Some people smoke marijuana. Like, this is an action. This is like, I think you got to take sex out of it, because people like to have sex with multiple people. That's what they like to do.
Right. I mean, but then if what you're saying is that you have a problem with the intimate aspect of it and connecting to multiple people. So if you have the capacity to have sex with multiple people, and this is general, not necessarily specific to you. If you have the capacity to have sex, that says to me that the sex that you're having is very disconnected. Like, you're just disconnected from the act totally, where you're not, like, you can have sex with people that you're not connected to.
No, because the thing is, like,
So if you are connected to them,
I'm taking the act away from it. If I'm not connected to them, I'm not speaking about me personally. Personally, I'm like really reserved. I love sex. I'm saying that I think I might be a sex addict, but I'm reserved. So I'm not like sleeping with a lot of people. But I have a boyfriend. I like to have a lot of sex. I love to have sex.
I'm sure everybody loves to have sex. You know what I mean? Let me not say that, because I know some people who don't actually like it. But
I'm saying, like, if you're just like, so, you know, say like you out, whatever. Even if you're single, you at a party, whatever, you meet somebody and you feel like having sex, you go have sex. You did that, but then again, you just had sex with them.
But that's like, random. I'm not talking about.
So
but when you have random sex, that's disconnected sex, because you're not connected to the person.
But when you're with the person you with, it's connected, so you can have both.
Right, but what I'm saying is, when you're connected to the people that you're having sex with, it's a totally different experience. So if you're connected to multiple people and the type of relationship that you have exists on a higher plane and it's way deeper, then the sexual experience is much better, because you're not disconnected from the act,
absolutely.
and you're not disconnected from the person.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of other things because the act of sex is a spiritual act, and there's a lot of things that are happening with you and the individual that you're having sex with. So why would anyone want to have that with people that you're not connected to?
Dark liquor.
Like
sometimes you're just in the mood to just have sex. So some people, sex is a sport. Some people use it to make money. Some people use it to get clout. That's why you have to take it out of like the intimacy part. If you're in a relationship and you're having sex with somebody, you're experiencing that higher connection and intimacy part of it. If you're just having sex, it's really just sex. That's why I could say,
And I get that, because that's, where, the different types of dynamics and the different types of, monogamy and the different types of polyamory exist, because it all depends, on what structure. And I just think that this society places too much emphasis on sex, and that's why, like, when you have these conversations, it always turns sexual, when it's like, it's not even about the sex. It's about the relationship, the structure, the connections that you have with the people, and the life that that you're building with the people. And yet this society always gets stuck on the sexual aspect of everything, because even, within other cultures where, that practices polyandry, that practices polygyny, those structures aren't even set up, in regards to, for sexual reasons, but yet here in Western society, everything gets reduced down to the sexual aspect. And I feel that that is so unfortunate that, we can't, in Western society, can't see beyond sex. We can't see the spiritual aspect of it, the social necessity. Whereas even, people are really struggling, socially in these, financially in these monogamous relationships, where having, polyamorous relationships would be beneficial to them, financially, as well. But people just only see the sexual aspect of it, and they get so stuck in that, to the point where it's to the detriment, where it's a compromise to not only your financial health, but it's also a compromise to your spiritual health, because sometimes these monogamous relationships are very, very toxic, where everybody that is controlling, it's possessive, and it's rooted, in all of those, ego-based things. And this is in this Western, it's so toxic. And the fact that we hold monogamy at such a high regard, when, to me, that shouldn't actually be the standard. It should be something that focuses on the intimacy and the spiritual aspect of connecting to people. But
And how we were raised, spiritual intimacy, all that plays into your morals. So if you have more than one partner, that is telling the world or society that your morals aren't as high as.
But that's not spirit, that's religion. So when and religion, and a lot of people claim they don't even subscribe to, religion anyway. But, and it's also a religion thing, where that has programmed us, and, and conditioned us, to believe that monogamy is the way to go. And as we know, religion hasn't always been in our best interest.
it doesn't work. You got to be honest. That's it. That's the bottom line. You got to be honest. If you know it ain't for you, don't subscribe to it, and that's it. That's the bottom line.
But that's what I don't think
Because-
people know what's for them, because they haven't taken the time to actually, sit with themselves to really know. So it's like they're subscribing to values and ideas that they've been programmed with, as opposed to what's really within their soul, within their spirit, because they're just afraid to be their most authentic self, because they're afraid of what society is going to think of them. They're afraid of what their partners are going to think, and they're afraid of, what, their closest friends are going to think. So most people aren't living their best life, because they're not living their authentic life. And that, to me, is what living your best life is. Living
That's
your
exactly
most
what it is.
is living your most authentic life. And to live your most authentic life, you have to sit with yourself and get to know yourself, and what you're really about, and what your spiritual composition really is, and not just what, your mother told you that you need to be, what your daddy told you, what they beat into you, what religion beat into your head, or anything else like that. But who you are, intrinsically, and what your true nature is. And I think most people haven't sat with themselves to discover what their what their true nature is. So, so we all practice this culture of monogamy, and it's like, toxic. And this is what I mean when I say the toxic monogamy culture. It's like the normalization of jealousy as an indicator of love. And everybody says this, oh, I can't, see my partner with other people because I'm jealous, or, you know what I mean? I don't want to share. And you know what I mean? And they think that is, what it means to love. So if you love a person, you're going to be jealous. And I think that that's absolutely anti-love. Being jealous, that reflects that you really don't have, because if you view your partner as an object where they belong to you, then that's not love. To objectify your partner, and that's one of the reasons why I don't even really believe in the whole entire concept of marriage, which is rooted, in religion, because it's void of, any true spiritual connection, and is void, of all of those things in love, and it's all rooted in stuff that, that's not even healthy. There's the idea that sufficiently intense love is enough to overcome any practical incompatibilities. So a lot of times, people are with people that they're not even compatible with, and it's like they just, how they choose their partners, I have no idea. The idea that you should be able to meet your partner's every need, and if you don't, you're either inadequate or they're too needy. Like, one person cannot realistically fulfill their partner's every need, and to think that one person can do that is so unrealistic. And then to think that, oh, if I can't fulfill my partner's need, therefore he has to go without. That's some real selfish shit. Well, I can't give it to you.
What do you mean?
In other words, if
If I ask my boyfriend for a bag and he can't get it, then I then should have the right to go out and just get it from somebody else.
who?
A bag. I need that bag.
But I'm not talking about materialistic
What
items.
kind of need? That's what I mean. Like, what kind of need?
Emotional, spiritual, something on a deeper level. I'm not,
Why would you not be able to be there for me emotionally? I'm just like, what?
Because there are some people who don't have the capacity because they haven't addressed their own personal traumas. So that's just one thing. Or, there's other things. So if a person hasn't addressed their own personal traumas that they had in their life, they're going to be emotionally unavailable.
You're right.
To their partners. So, there's other things that may limit a partner. Maybe they have some type of, medical condition. So maybe there's a sexual need that, that they can't necessarily fulfill, or it could be anything.
Yeah, we're gonna have to sacrifice, because no. Like, I can't fulfill every of your needs, every one of them, and you're not gonna fulfill every one of mine. It's impossible. You're right.
Yeah.
But
so, like, if you're a person that has a certain level, a certain amount of interest, and what if your partner doesn't have the same interest, all the interest that you do? So, your interest, you have a diverse set of things, and you're into different things, and you're an artist, and your partner's not an artist. So they don't understand the soul of an artist, and
yeah, you
so
just gonna have to grim and bear it.
Huh?
You're gonna have to grim and bear it.
See-
Because I'm watching football and I'm not really about that life. I grim and bear it. Make the snack, sit on the couch, root, smile. It's not. That's it. So I should, because I don't think it's jealousy. I just feel like this. I'm a whole girlfriend, right? Not a half of one, a whole one. And if I like to eat dinner every night at 7:00, you should be here for dinner every night at 7:00.
But what
And if
about
you're
what
telling
he
me-
wants to do? Not about just what you want to do, but what about what he wants to do?
Yeah, so I could accept you saying I can't eat dinner with you because I'm going to eat dinner with my mom, or family something, I got to work, or my kid. Can't accept you saying I got to go out with Valerie tonight. We going to, nah.
But what if having a sit down dinner is not what they're about? You know what I mean?
That's fine. You
Maybe they're
cannot
not
do
about
it.
that. Maybe they're not about that formal life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I feel like part of that is like you're meeting with people and you're dating people to have new experiences. So you might not know that you're not into something just because you never did it. Now, if you try it with me and you say I don't want to do this anymore, I'm okay with that because you at least tried it and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If you at least tried it for me and you like, no, I hate this, I don't want to do it, I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is that I can't try it because me and Valerie got a date at the beach on Saturday at 3:00.
no, but that's not what I mean. I'm saying, but what if that's just something like, for instance, my husband, he's into car shows. So for the last 19, he's heavily into car. For the last 19 years, he wants me to go to these car shows. I don't have that level of interest. And he's like, oh, you should at least try. Why?
Does he go with someone else?
I don't know. No, not that I'm aware of, but I don't
Wait.
care.
So you're in a monogamous relationship, a polyamorous relationship you're in?
I said I identify as polyamorous.
But your husband doesn't?
No, he doesn't identify as polyamorous.
You don't tell him about your ongoings?
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't go with anybody else, you just do.
I don't know. I don't ask. You know what I mean? So as far as what the car shows, whether he goes to a car show with another woman, that's not my concern. My concern is I'm not going. So
Right.
how he goes to the car show, that's entirely his business. You understand what I'm saying? Because he needs to enjoy it how he needs to enjoy it.
Right.
I'm not going because that's not something that I want to do. So it's like, it doesn't make sense for me to go.
Right.
And then I get there, you traveled all this way and I'm bored and I'm like, I'm ready to go and I ruined the experience for you. So let me just sit home and do what I do at home, clean, enjoy my
whatever
me
you're doing.
time,
Right,
my alone
right,
time.
right.
You go to the car show. If he has a female friend who's heavily into cars as much as, then that's how he has to enjoy the show. That's not my concern, because at the end of the day, because I love him, I want him to have the best experience, and however that is for him, I want that for him. You understand what I'm saying? So he doesn't have to justify anything like that for me. Go do you, enjoy your car show however you enjoy your car show. That ain't me. I ain't going with you. You
So
know
your
what I mean?
husband is your favorite.
What do you mean? It's
That's
not
your favorite connection?
It's not there is no favorite. Everybody
You married
has a
him though. What if somebody else want to get married? He had to be your favorite if you married him.
It's not about that. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's not about every experience is different and unique. You understand what I mean? So it's like, and one person isn't a threat to the other. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like there is no threat. It's not about favorite. Different experiences, they provide different experiences, so.
I get what you're saying.
I get it too.
Like for me, like with your sports analogy, I am not into sports. I will not even pretend like I like sports.
Exactly.
So you will not catch me on the couch next to you because I will be there for only 2.2 seconds. And then I will
But
be
that's the thing. If you really love football, you don't need a woman there. You're enjoying that experience.
Yeah, no, I'm
Enjoy
just
it for
saying-
yourself for what it is.
But it's not
I
about
give
needing.
them the opportunity. I'm like, look, this is not me.
Yeah.
You go do you. You live.
But I'm sure that it's things you're into that your mate is not into either.
Oh, definitely. Like,
I mean, I get both sides. Maybe it is jealousy. I don't feel as though I'm a jealous person. It's just that I just want you to have the connection we have. I don't want you to have that with anybody else. Now, if you're
But
in a bar,
that's selfish. Why? But what makes you think that as we go
not
out,
as special
as
when
we?
it's with
But that's
multiple
absolutely
people.
incorrect, because
more special, right?
And that's what I'm trying. It's not about more. Everybody is a different experience. So, like for me, I don't have an issue with jealousy because there's no woman that's a threat to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because the experience that I provide, no man will get anywhere else. So I provide a very specific, unique experience. No other woman. So it doesn't matter how many women any man has that's friends with me that I'm connected to. They're not going to be me, and they can't provide the same experience that I do. So they're not a threat to whatever I've built with them. You know what I mean? So
I
it's
get it.
like, so that's why I don't have an issue with jealousy.
So what if it comes down to a time thing where it's like, no, I can't because I'm with, that doesn't bother you either?
Like a person makes time for who and for what they want to do. So I don't want to monopolize anybody's time. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful. I practice gratitude. So any time that's given to me, I am grateful for that you made the time for me. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't need to be up underneath anybody, for any length of time, and you don't need to give me a significant amount of time to prove what I'm worth.
Well,
it's the quality of the
other people to spend time with.
no, it's
also.
about the quality of the
Yeah.
time that's spent. It's not about the quantity. It's about the quality. So even if you just give me 5 minutes, but it's about what takes place in that 5 minutes. That's of value to me. I'm not one of those people who thinks that, okay, we have to see each other every single day, at least once a week. And I have friends that say, oh, well, if I have a man, if I'm dating somebody, we have to see each other once a week. And I'm just like, that's just so unrealistic. People are busy. So it's like when you start putting things and trying to quantify it and putting a number on it, you're decreasing the actual value because there's no quality in it.
So I think that you're like more focused on experiences and connections, and then I think I'm probably more focused on like building together and like the future, because I'm not dating anybody that I don't see at least once a week. I'm not doing that. I don't care.
But I don't.
Monogamous,
But what
polyamory.
does the once a week have to do with the thing? What does that once a week mean?
Like, how can we build? Like, how can we like even like discuss goals, and like how can you? I want to be around my dude. I want to feel his energy. I want to just like look at his face. I just want to be with my man. Like, and I don't monopolize his time by any means, but I feel like I'm just as important as everything you else have. Everything else you have going on, I'm just as important.
Mm-hmm.
So if I take that out. Your job and your family and your children, your mom, they're more important. But under that, I'm next. And I'm sure that next requires more than once a week. I'm not going to date anybody that does it, because you make time for what's important. And that's even if we was in a monogamous, polyamorous, any kind of relationship, if you can't make at least an hour a week for me, I'm not going to date you.
So even if they can give you an hour every 2 weeks, but that hour is quality hour.
Are you in the military or like?
No, but I'm just saying. But you don't know. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
We live in the same city, and
right.
you can't see me. No, I'm not that important.
I hear you.
Because what, if we have that bar mass connection and our energy is great, you should want to be around me. Listen. I don't know. Just for me, when a dude want to rock with you, they be like,
I agree.
Like I
agree.
I need that kind of, and even you might hit me up and I'm like, no, not today. I can't see you today. Whatever. But I need to know that I'm that important to your life.
But so you're judging the level of importance based on how frequent he's able to see you, as opposed to that.
Not based on how frequent. I'm saying at least. I'm not saying I'm saying at least. And now some weeks, maybe once in a while, it might be a crazy week. Everybody have emergencies. People have children. You never know what could happen, because I have kids. God forbid, my daughter could be sick and I can't. But if it's just a regular week and you're just like, oh no, I don't feel like seeing Chanel, then you don't even like me. Like, what do you mean?
I get what she's saying, because, like, for me, if I don't hear from you or see you, if a week or 2 weeks go by and I don't really like you. And I really don't care. That means I really don't. If I don't hear or see, that means I really don't care. About you. I don't, because.
What's the point?
Exactly.
If I'm thinking about, do I want to go take these kids to Chuck E. Cheese, or I want to call this person? Like, if that even go through my head, it's like I shouldn't be even messing with you. Like,
I'm a selfish person and I'm very ego driven. So if you want to be with me, then you have to show me. I mean, and I will reciprocate the same. Like, if I like my boyfriend now, I know during the week we don't really see each other. On the weekends we're together. But this is our routine. The weekends we're together. During the week, every other week he has his kids. But we have a routine that we make time to spend with each other, because during the week.
And I'm not monopolizing time because I'm afraid you're going to cheat or nothing like that. That's just for me how I feel, because I know when I'm into a dude, I want to spend time with them. So if you're not like reaching out,
So I guess
I'm gonna feel like you're not
you
into
couldn't
me.
be in a polygamous where married to a man who has multiple wives, and by the time your rotation comes around,
But you
it may
have-
be more than 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
But that's the schedule that you've built, though. This
okay.
is this you've already established the rules. All right. Week 1 is Mary. Week 2
Right.
is Jane.
You agreed to that.
You've already established that this is the rules and this is the pattern. Just like with me and Danny, we've established during the week we're generally not together. On the weekends it's our time, or the every other week when he's not with his kids is our time. So we've established that this is our pattern, this is our role, this is what we do. But we still make time to spend and get that quality, smelling. Okay, I got your scent on you. You got your scent on. We good. We good.
I think I could be like in a polyamorous relationship with somebody who I'm not sure about. Cause I've dated people who I'm not sure. Am I gonna end up cause
But that defeats the whole point of
dating.
But that's anti-polyamory, because you have to be connected to the person.
We're connected, but I'm not sure if you're the person that I wanna be with forever. But once I feel like I'm with the person I could be with forever, I'm just for me. Now, if it's for anybody, I support you. I love you. I support everything anybody want to do.
I hear you.
Because I've dated people. I'm I don't care if you date somebody else, whatever. I don't even want to just go out with her. I don't care. I don't even want to go with you anyway. But we still dating, and I'm like your girlfriend a little bit.
Wow.
I'm just being honest.
Okay.
But,
what honesty is.
Exactly.
Honesty is what you want.
But once I'm seeing a future and everything, it's because I put a lot of time, a lot of love. It's like a garden. I'm working in that garden every day. I'm trying to see it flourish. I want to see the trees. I want to see the flowers. It's a lot of work to be in a relationship with anybody trying to build. I can't see myself.
But you'll be surprised how many people can. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I know. I gotta meet some of these people
that actually maintain multiple relationships simultaneously.
I gotta see how it's done, because even dudes who have girlfriends and cheat, and this is cheating. This is not polyamory by any means. Even dudes that have girlfriends and they cheating and they sneaking around, somebody is not happy. Somebody is getting the short end of the stick. It's never equal amongst all partners.
But then
so you have to either agree to take less.
But if they don't know that they're being cheated on, then how are they unhappy? How are they unhappy if they don't even know? That's
because
why,
that something is. Listen, somebody is not getting everything they want. They know they're unhappy because they just know you're not meeting their expectations, but they may not know why.
But I agree. But one person can't give you everything that you want. So
if you don't see me on Christmas and
welcome.
Male perspective. No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying you're getting the short end. If you don't spend any holidays with me, then you're getting the short end.
But why do you assume that the other person doesn't have somebody else that they're spending holidays with?
Exactly. They're spending their time. They're giving most of their time to that person, and you're getting less.
No, the one that you're saying is getting less. Maybe they have someone else also that they're spending holidays with. Why is it the assumption that the secondary person doesn't have a primary person as well?
That's quite possible.
That's what I said. It's all about the dynamics that you have up. So just because you're a secondary person doesn't mean because you're a secondary person doesn't mean that you don't also have a primary person as well.
But don't you want to spend the holidays with your fave? Maybe your fave is with his fave, and
but that's what I'm telling you. It's not necessarily about favorite and not favorite.
Even if you're dating multiple people, as the holidays are approaching, you have in your mind the one you want to spend it with. It's just I don't the part I don't get. I get the relationship part. I don't get the part where it's everybody's on an even playing field. I don't understand that. That's the part I'm having trouble with. Because it's I'm not jealous, but I don't want anyone to ever come before me. Another female, family, whatever.
But then that is jealous. That's exactly what jealous is.
How? Because you can have experiences,
exactly-
but how do I know that person is then not going to replace me?
Because that's from your perspective. But the thing about it is a lot of the conversation that you ladies have been having so far, which I've been thoroughly enjoying. Thank you for, their
You're welcome.
information, the informativeness, and, entertainment. And also, happy birthday to
Thank you.
Sesheta. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
More
Thank
life.
you.
So, with that being said, you ladies are speaking from a woman's perspective and also from the perspective of what you were growing up in or what you believe in. You're speaking from your directive and how you believe. You're speaking from, look, that's my boo, that's it. You're the same thing. That's my boo, that's it. You're speaking from, look, soul connections, spiritual connections, things like that matter to me. And a lot of it is it's a thin line between the connection of what you're talking about and sexual. Because you guys, not you in particular, but more so you're thinking about the sexual aspect of it and you're thinking about the spiritual aspect of it. So it's like when you're coming from the two different aspects, you're going to clash.
Right.
You're going to clash on that. You're going to not see, you're going to listen to each other, but you're not going to understand where the other person's coming from because that's not what you believe. Right? So again, from the male perspective in this whole conversation is, I'm married, period. I'm married. And the thing about it is I'm monogamous relationship. I'm in a monogamous relationship, number one, because first and foremost, I'm biased as fuck. So my woman can't be with nobody else. That's first and foremost. She can't be with anybody else. 99.9% of the men out
toxic.
here.
Oh my God.
Men do not want their women with someone else.
It's true.
It's a fact.
It's true.
You brought it up. It's an ego thing on the man
Exactly,
perspective.
exactly.
It's the king. I'm the lion king.
Well, just
Yeah.
make sure
I'm the
you're not
lion
with
king.
nobody else.
I can sleep with this
But you
lioness
know
and
what?
this lioness,
There's-
but you can't sleep with another king,
But
a
there's
lion.
societies where polyandrous societies where the woman has more than one husband. But go
There's
ahead,
only
fix your
like
point.
one or two societies
Yeah,
in the
but-
whole world. I looked it up. I know this, so I ain't got no paper in front of me. But listen, there's only one or two countries in the entire world where that is acceptable. Even in the Arab countries, and women got to go around covered and all that other stuff because you can only be with this one man. Now, getting back to that,
That's
I am in a
religion,
I wanted
yeah.
to say I am in a monogamous relationship because that's what I choose to be in. It took a long time for me to be in that monogamous relationship, right? Also, with that being said, is I also believe you have to do what you are capable of doing, right? It's a lot of reasons I'm in a monogamous relationship. Love, commitment, all that other stuff. But a big reason of it, and she brought it up earlier, I don't have the time and energy and stress. It costs $100 to go to the movies nowadays. Right. So I don't have the time and stress for all of that. I'm good. I'm fulfilled.
Who needs to go to the movie?
I'm happy.
Grown.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Listen, to do that, forget the movies. Okay? Time, energy, all of that costs. We all know that once because we're all 30 plus here. So we all know that time and energy,
absolutely,
it's draining.
Can I ask one question? I'm sorry to interrupt you. So say you're in a relationship with your husband and things are not going good between you and your husband, right? And you're in a polyamorous relationship. At some point, are you not, and things are not going good with you and your husband, but he's having an outside relationship, and not you specifically, I'm just scenario. He's having an outside relationship and things are going good with him and the other female, whatever. You don't feel no kind of way like, oh, you're putting so much energy over there that you can't nurture what's in front of you, because it takes work every day to be commit. I don't know if you could be fully committed to somebody in a polyamorous relationship. It takes work every day to be committed to somebody.
The thing about that is when you're in that type of relationship,
you're not looking for nothing.
Right. No, it's not that you're not looking for something. They're looking for exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for the love and whatever. They don't have those type of egos and pride things that come into it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a whole different mindset.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
It's like we don't smoke crack here.
Right.
But a crackhead will be here and be like, yo, that crack is da-da-da, because we don't understand it.
Right.
We don't understand why you started it.
Right.
So it's like, somebody in the polyamorous, I can't say the word, is in that. It's a different,
are you afraid of it?
It's a different mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're not into that. But again, it comes down to what you can handle. I'm not mad at a Muslim for or Arab or for whatever. If you can handle 5 wives, handle 5 wives. I'm monogamous because I can only handle one.
Right, but that's honest. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's a lot of people who opt to cheat as opposed to practicing ethical non-monogamy, which is like, if you're going to cheat, then you might as well be ethical about it.
I don't think people who cheat are like looking for another, because they just want to have sex.
That's a whole different story.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
A lot of you think a dude want to be out here like taking 2 girls out?
Absolutely,
like,
absolutely.
One more thing I wanted to say. Look, I just jumped in to give a little male perspective real quick.
Absolutely.
And I'm about to jump right back out so y'all can finish this. But the other thing about it is the honesty part about it, right? Boys will come in here and you be like, yo, I just want to have a sexual relationship, but I'm dating such and such and such. And they're going to be down with it, right? But then you looking at that man, maybe you start to like him down the line. And you like, why he don't like me like he liked me? Because the way he's looking at you is you just a sexual partner. That's all it is. And we can't look at it as nothing else. You had other sexual partners. So for 90% to 95% of the men out here, if we started off as just sexual and you was fucking somebody else, and then you're like, it's no big deal. Now I want you to be my man. No, they're not going to be able to handle that ego-wise, pride-wise. Mm-hmm. They're never going to trust. They're never going to believe it because, you was fucking other people when we was getting down.
But y'all agreed to that.
Understand. We agreed to it.
But
this is why I said it's like 90%. So now we're trying to change the things. It's like bring it back. Robin Thicke and his wife, the singer Robin Thicke and his wife, they got into it as they was open marriage, mm-hmm. right? They had other partners. When she got pregnant and had a baby, she wanted to stop it. Mm-hmm. He did not stop it. And that's why they got divorced.
But that's a conversation.
But what I'm saying is, when you have we talked about the primary and secondary relationship. Y'all think that people historically men maintain whole families. Even in my family, I have an uncle who was married to more than one woman in different states simultaneously.
All right, so did the women
know? No, but that's not the point.
Right.
But what I'm saying to you
he can maintain that and he can hold it down.
But what I'm saying to you is,
you can if you can hold it down.
But I'm saying that's common when dudes is having whole entire. It's like
There's a lot of things that we used to do that we don't do anymore.
No, they're still doing. What I'm saying is they're still doing it.
Evolution, because people have a need. Some people have a need to just be one person. Some people don't.
Y'all brought up shortcomings, right? What if this person, you was like, yo, what if this person, because I want to spend the holidays with this person. What if this person's getting more time? But she also brought up a good point. What if the little time I get is more precious or more involved in all the time that I could get in the world? So it's all on what the person is willing to do. But from the man perspective, when a woman do it and when a man do it, it's viewed totally different. Unless that's your religion or that's your way of belief.
If your wife said to you, no woman would say this, but if she was okay, say if you wanted to date other women, and she was like, all right, I'll just date you, and you could just date whoever, would you agree to that?
If my wife said
it's not gonna happen,
if my wife said to me that I could date other people,
and she was just gonna
gonna remain cool, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it because that's just the way my beliefs and the way I was growing up. Right. So I wouldn't do it. Not at this point in my life. If you asked me that like 10 years ago, I think that's
because you're afraid that she might do it too at some point.
No,
so you don't want it to come.
If you asked me that 10 years ago, I would have said hell yeah. Now I would have been like, no, I'm in a committed relationship. I'm cool with that. Whatever. I don't want to date nobody.
Right.
I don't want to date nobody.
You could sleep with someone else, but I'm just gonna sleep with you.
I mean, if she said I can do that and whatever, and it's cool. Me personally, or the situation? The situation is totally different.
All right, you're ready to answer the question, bro.
But I'm just saying.
America's great.
See how we reduce everything to reduce everything to sex. What if you found yourself just connected to somebody else, and it's not anything that you went out
Yeah,
looking
I was gonna
for.
ask him that, but
What is-
when it crossed my brain, I thought no logical woman is ever gonna tell their husband they can have an emotional relationship with. Because
That's
But it-
worse.
That's
But
what I'm
you-
saying, because sex is,
That's worse.
to me, it's so easy
Having
because
an
sex is
emotional
nothing. It's just an action. It's just, you're gonna sleep with people, guys especially. They're gonna sleep with a lot of women. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna
But
do.
you know what?
Boys.
But you know what? I
Or-
personally, I guess because I'm an intimacy junkie, I'd rather if my husband is sleeping with someone that is somebody that he's connected to, not just some random chick that he's not connected to.
I think that's a whole nother show right there.
You know, because
Because-
because to me, I'm not threatened by it. So even if he's emotionally connected to the woman, that she's not a threat
But
to
see,
me.
understand that you're not in the majority of percentage
You're
of
one
how
of-
I
people.
get,
Yeah,
and I
you're
get
one
that,
of them.
and I get that
Go.
too. But what I'm saying is, having random sex is really dangerous in this thing.
Doesn't mean it's random. You
And
could be
it's-
going back to
I
an
agree,
ex. It could
but
be
it's
somebody you've
worse
been. Yeah.
To me, if you have, I would rather
Why is it
use-
worse? Why is that
If you
worse?
have an emotional connection to that
Yeah,
person,
no, I'm not doing
What
that.
is what is
That means I might
what
need
makes
$100
that
for my
what
rent, and she
what
might need
make-
$100 for her rent, and
what-
you don't only have $100.
No, wait.
to
What
pay.
makes
emotional-
what
wow.
what makes that worse? What makes the emotional connection worse? What's worse about it?
because it's the connection. It's that you have this thing with her.
Why is that
you
bad?
may not have with me? Like, you know her ins and outs. You know her fears. You know her.
But you
dreams,
know mine as well, too.
You may
Listen.
That's not
know all
mine.
of it. You may not know, you may feel that this person knows you better, or you have more. This is where your ego and your jealousy.
But that's a
comes into-
comparison thing
I
too.
know, but you can't help but start comparing when you have an
No.
emotional.
See, all of that comes down to
No.
ego and pride. On
Exactly.
everything.
Ego
And
and
it's
pride.
about your mindset.
Ego and pride.
It's about what
It's
you're
about what you
Swingers
care
are cool
about.
with swinging. Okay.
Yeah.
Cuckolds are cool with being cuckolds. They'll stand there and watch.
But you
understand
know
what I'm saying?
something? The reason
But
why
if you're
the sex
monogamous,
part-
you're going
the
to be
sex-
so jealous.
Cuckold-
The
Oh, that's
sex
a
part
porn
doesn't-
term.
The
You
sex
watch
part
a
doesn't
porn?
bother me
That's
because
a real term. You know what I'm
God
saying?
will
Look,
have sex with anybody. They will have sex with anybody. Like the
that's
sex
not
part.
facts. A guy sitting right
Okay.
here. That's not facts.
That's
Boys,
not true.
People that are not emotionally
not true.
mature
And that's-
will
and
have
that's-
majority.
You're right, boys.
80% boys.
Boys.
I'm okay with saying that because
Yeah.
it's a lot of 40-year-old boys out here. So I'm okay with saying boys. A lot
Absolutely.
of majority of men will have sex with anybody. And if you just like some guys that have sex with people and don't even know their name. I can't put any
But
value
I'm not
on
talking
that.
about. But we're not.
But,
we're not
yeah,
dealing
but when
with
it
that.
comes to
We're
the
not
emotional
dealing. We're
connection-
not dealing with that element because when
Okay.
you're talking about people who's
So guys,
into,
it might be a girl that they had sex with that it was really good. Say you have a one night stand with somebody and the sex was bomb. And I know you guys in the room are out of that stage of your life, so I'm not equating that to you. I'm just saying grown boys that are walking around, they have sex with somebody, the sex is really good. They might want to keep going back to have sex with that girl and not care about that girl. That girl might just be there for sexual pleasure.
But that
Right.
but that
But now
but
when
that
you
has
start
nothing
talking
to
about the
do.
emotional
But
connection-
that has nothing to do with what we're discussing here. So when we're
Sometimes
talking about
men, it's grown men that cheat on their wives all the time. That
that's
are
true.
men, emotionally strong men who cheat on their wives
And
because
love their families.
they love because they like to have sex. That's
but
what.
what we're talking about here, we're talking about the emotional connection. We're
Yeah,
talking about
so the difference
poly,
for the
but
emotional part is that I don't want my man having an emotional connection with anybody because the bottom line is you never know what's going to happen
So
in life. If there's a situation where my rent is $100 and I need $100, her rent is $100 and she needs $100, and you only have $100, but you're emotionally connected to both of us. You care about both of us the same. Now what happens?
Y'all get 50.
From the-
Y'all get.
from the-
I only got 50. I only got 50, and you
from
get
the-
50. Y'all get
jealousy is
50.
gonna come into
Y'all get.
play
Y'all
From
get
the man
50.
perspective, and I'm gonna leave after this because I'm gonna let you finish up the show.
Mm-hmm.
Just jumped in real quick. Cheating is cheating. None is worse than the other one. Okay? Emotional cheating is fucked up. Sexual cheating is fucked up. Both is gonna make it's gonna hurt a man's ego and it's gonna make it feel like, yo, what am I not doing for you on some certain level? Women can handle this much better than men can.
Because we have more higher
And it-
emotional intelligence
It
than
comes
men
down
do.
to nature and how it's supposed
It's
to be.
not nature. We have
how you
higher
said,
emotional
Western
intelligence.
civilization and how the sociology of it and how it was brought up. That's what it's about. You
Yeah.
see it. You brought up in this thing. Other people in other religions and stuff when they brought up and Muslims and stuff. Like, you can have this one, you can have this one, you can have this one, as long as you can take care of it.
As long as we can acknowledge that we're way more brainwashed than a lot of us like to admit.
But the
We're
brainwashing that has taken over is what we are. It's what the majority of
and we have to
people
unlearn
are.
certain things.
Maybe
Yeah, but
it's to each his
in
own.
some situations, it needs to be
To
like
each
that.
his
'Cause
own.
you don't want these men running around with 50,000 kids. Half of them know
Yeah.
what kids they got. That's a different topic. But
Yeah,
I'm just saying, you don't want people promoting polyamory out here. And they
Right, but the whole point of polyamory is where you give everybody and you respect the relationships and the commitments that you make, so you would be taking care of these kids.
Listen.
So
and just make sure you
that
got
is
it to
something
give,
totally
fellas.
different.
That's listening. Make sure
Chanel.
before you run out and have that polyamorous, you got it to give. Don't be
Chanel.
up here with these women. You
Thank
ain't
you.
got it.
Trini,
Yeah,
thank you.
because we got to
Sesheta,
sign out.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Let me go
thank
over here
you.
and finish up your show. Wrap up your show.
So this is SoulShare. This is Sesheta Khepra, the Intimacy Junkie, and we are signing out. Great show, you guys. Oh my gosh.